Hello, my name is Amanda Benelli Nowacki. I live in Brandon, Mississippi. I teach at Mill Creek School of Pearl. It's a special needs behavior school. It's a private school. It's a therapeutic day school. School districts will send students to my school when they are unable to function in the public school setting. So my school would be the separate school, least restrictive environment. My interest in special education began after my first year of teaching. I graduated from University of Southern Mississippi with a bachelor's degree in biology. I took a year off and decided to go into teaching. I started a master's program and got my teaching license. I taught biology my first year and I hated it. I had fourth block off and I went to the special education room on my off block and I fell in love with it. So I got certified that summer to teach special education. The next year, I was hired to teach physical science at another school. And 2 days before school started, the principal came to me and said, Miss Benelli, one of our teachers quit. We need you to teach special education this year. I said, okay, sure, why not? So I ended up being a inclusion teacher for seventh grade. A month into that, I was moved into the self-contained room to be a co-teacher because there were too many students. We had 14 children, and I absolutely loved it. I was a total newbie, though. I really didn't know too much about all the paperwork and all the other things that went into being a self-contained special education teacher. This is where my real interest in autism began. I had a student who was reluctant to interact with the other teachers, and he seemed to like me. So we started interacting, and I started being able to teach him more and more and more. And I still keep in touch with his family to this day and babysit for them if they need it. He's 23. Um, the next year, they moved me to teach resource, which resource is kind of in between self-contained and inclusion. The resource children need intense direct one-on-one instruction or small group instruction in core subjects such as math and English. And they were with me for most of the day. I had them for 6 blocks out of 8. I ended up having to resign that year due to health issues. The next year, I started at another school district in a self-contained classroom at a K through 8 elementary school. I had 3 students, and 2 of them were twins. One twin was in a wheelchair and functioned at about a 9-month-old level, and the other twin was functioning at a about kindergarten, first grade level. I absolutely loved it, though. The next year, they moved me up to the high school, and the twins moved with me. And I loved my year at that high school. And I continued to be self-contained at that high school the next year. But again, I needed to resign for health reasons again. So after that, I took a small babysitting job where I was a sitter for 2 autistic brothers. And I kept them over this past summer. And I ended up where I am now at Mill Creek School of Pearl, which is the therapeutic day school. And I teach the intellectually disabled class. Most of my students are severe profound. I have 8 students. 6 of them have autism, and 6 of them are nonverbal. So I'm dealing with 2 students who can talk, and pretty much all of them have severe communication needs. So I help them every day to learn to be more independent and to communicate their wants and needs to the best of their ability. What I know about The existing laws is all students are entitled to a free and appropriate public education. I know about IDEA. We've had to read about that a lot. Um, the parents have to be involved in the IEP creation and implementation process. The IEP is a legal document. It is not to be violated. It is a guideline for how the student should be appropriately instructed. I've developed many IEPs for many different types of students. I have worked at a district where the state audited them, and I had to go through maybe 30 IEPs, clean them up, reorganize them, make sure all of the signatures were where they were supposed to be, make sure that all of the accommodations and modifications were in the correct place. I know that according to educational law, all students are entitled to an education that meets them where they're at, that they are entitled to accommodations. They're entitled to receive help when they need it, and they're entitled to special education teachers services if they are evaluated, and the IEP committee, which includes the parent, the special education teacher, a general education teacher, an agency representative, usually a psychometrist is there too, and maybe even a behavior specialist. Um, but all of those people have to be involved in the decision making process. I just had a reeval on maybe Thursday of last week. I just went through another one, and then I have one coming up a week from now, Tuesday. I have another reeval meeting. So it's nothing new to me. Um, let's see. What seems most interesting? I'm looking forward to getting a more in-depth understanding of educational law and making sure that when a parent has a question, I can answer that question, and making sure that I know what I'm talking about and not have to say, hold on, let me get back to you, or let me ask someone else. I'd rather I have the knowledge to tell the parent what they need to know. And I guess a little bit about me. I have a 4-year-old son. I just got married on Halloween. Um, I love what I do. Teaching is great. This school is really different, but I love it. Probably my favorite job I've had so far. Um, my hobbies are I love video games, art, drawing, painting, sketching, that kind of stuff. And there's a streaming platform called Twitch, and I stream on Twitch and help other streamers out, do art for them. Just a hobby, it's fun. Um, One of my goals in life is to be an expert in autism. I would love to be able to help understand what causes autism. How can we help those with autism be as independent as possible and help them with their communication needs? I'd love to one day write a scientific research paper and publish it. But that's about it for me. So I look forward to seeing your responses to my post, and I'll post responses to you. Like I said, my name is Amanda, and now I am Mrs. Nowacki, still getting used to it. But take care. I look forward to this class. Thank you.